Hello, and welcome to a playthrough of the Beginner's Guide. Let's begin. Just make sure audio's on. I think it's on. I can hear it. Controls WASD. Alright. I'm very curious
Hi there.
to see.
Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Alright, I think I'm gonna have to like commentate a little bit over it also. Alright, there we go.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
How long can I shoot? Oh, am I out? Oh, I'm out of bullets. Oh, well, this is not a good situation to be in. Alright, let's go.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Uh-huh. Well, I wasted all my bullets.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shield evacuation.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at this.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Alright, we got corridors.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay. Oh. What if I want to keep going?
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Absolutely. They should have given me like a teleport option or something. Why did I do this? Oh no. That was a waste of effort. Alright.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Yeah.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all.
Yeah.
That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
No.
Could you give yourself?
I'd rather not. You sure this is the only way I could get like I don't know, anything but my body. Like maybe if I just put my hand in there? Okay. Oh.
Let me pause here for a second.
Half-Life death.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. Oh. Ah, I see.
The beam causes you to start floating.
Oh.
And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
Yeah.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. This is interesting. I like this whole thing so far. Oh. The past was behind her. Somewhat literally. I can't. Oh, there we go.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Aha.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
I like this. This is really cool, actually. If the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it? Oh.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I could see me doing that for a video, just like making a short little game segment. It's kind of why I made the room, that like Blender LMMS test, is because I wanted to just test around with stuff. You are now entering, but I could see like starting a video with like a short.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Are we talking about the same game, or are we?
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this
direction.
one at the start of his games.
Oh.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I like this. This is how I'd love to see a game start. I slow down. Oh.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Oh. Interesting. Oh, I kind of... You know, that's not a terrible idea. Press U to surrender. A button you press to stop the chaos that doesn't work. What?
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Huh. This is
Coda
really
would
cool.
often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Scream into a mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. Ah! Oh, I guess we continue playing. This is really charming so far. I really like this. I like this little corridor. Some nice little design. Very cool.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Oh.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Wow. I did it. Oh, hello. Now walk around it. Behind it. Keep going this way. Go this way. Let me look at the like fog. Maybe if I... Okay. We did that. Aha.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh, you mean literally? Like right here? Uh-huh.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Oh. I'm pressing E, but I guess that also works. Oh, wow.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player.
This is so cool.
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Dude. That's so cool. Oh, we're back here. You are now entering.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Interesting. I like that idea a lot. I really do. Oh. Hello. Is this a perspective thing? Or is that an actual house?
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Uh-huh.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Yeah. I like a lot of the Source Engine games, and the ones that have been inspired by it. Like Dishonored, or Stanley Parable, or obviously like Portal and Half-Life. Superliminal, I think, was based on Source Engine to some degree. I don't think I'm wrong in that. I feel like it was inspired by Source Engine games. Or games that were inspired by Source Engine. Yeah. I'm pretty certain that parts of Dishonored were inspired by Half-Life or something, if I remember correctly. At least the architecture was. I took a architecture class and I talked about the level design in Dishonored and what kind of style it was, which was kind of cool. This is cool. Okay. Go. This way. Okay.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Oh.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Hey, I'm fine.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
Interesting. The swing? Like a swing. Oh no, it's a light. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Nice little courtyard area.
It's the puzzle again.
Aha!
With the exact same solution as the last time.
Aha!
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I mean, it's a simple puzzle. Like, I would reuse assets like that every once in a while, you know? Kind of a signature of his lineage of games, I guess. Very cool. Oh, hello. Listen. Speak. Oh, hello. You there.
Here, Coda begins using
above?
a kind of
What was
dialogue
up there?
system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay. There was a world stamped with witnesses. With witness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. 2. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and a switch? And switches. Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. Ooh. 1 or 3, I don't know. Can I move around? I can. Kinda. Is that a fireplace? Cool. Let's do 3. What? But you don't understand. We are trapped here. That puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. You think you want to get through, but trust me, you don't. Let me describe it for you. Let me tell you all about what is over there. Alright, I will tell you how to solve it. I mean, they can't solve it. They are just kind of trapped here. So, I could describe it. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, what's the meaning of this, and what would the best response be? We'll do 1. We'll do 1. Oh no, but we do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We had to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there's nothing I want more. Okay. Sorry. Oh. Blue. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, I've been right here this entire time. 1. No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it? Now I haven't. Oh, wait, yeah. Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors. I can see some value, I guess, to the space between the doors. I'm not very contrary to any kind of interpretations of anything, so. But I want to hear what they have to say, I guess. I didn't feel anything, but like, you know, there is a reason, but it may take time before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. Okay.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Getting thumbnail shots. The game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Huh. Nice room. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
What?
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
Oh my
This was
God.
shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness.
Lovely.
I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
My pen, let me tell you, is the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will be as majestic
But it's
as
ironic,
that. I
isn't
never
it?
want to see
That
it.
in playing this game
Again, I
and
feel
seeing how
beautiful
alone
again.
Coda
I'm
often
crying
felt,
now. Plan
that
on
we
ripping my
get to
eyes
know
out.
him
I
better
must go
and
on.
actually kind of connect
Now
with
to
him.
do that.
And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Oh, they turn gray when you've seen them. Okay. Interesting. Very cool. I will go through all of these if I have to. This is cavern. Boring. I can assure you, guarantee this is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. Who are the sailors? You guys just looking for someone to talk with. I refuse to believe. But ass butt. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. There's nothing here, go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt. Make games, include doors. Cannot open door, thanks. Open sesame. Door, how open? Need other side. Door, why you so? Someday I will meet the person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. New room. It is a new room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? I would like very much to be desired. It's not very crowded here. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Don't bother. You can go in here, I think. Welcome, congratulations. I don't really know where to go with this. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Stop, turn back, proceed further will only result in misery. Take my hand, let's jump together. I'm not against that idea. Cabbage shapes our nation. What is this painting? I don't know. It does not matter if you ever get over there. Hey, don't talk about me that way. Very good game. I think this is not going anywhere. Next time I'll do better. I need someone to talk to. This is a note? Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. Today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. Oh, you can't fall off. I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. Devil Tower Star. Well done, all of you. Painting, what does it mean? Stop faking it. Art. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging. Help, I'm trying to speak. I think this is about how things look messy from up close and perfectly from far away. Maybe. From up here, it just looks like dots. Cabbage shapes our nation. We will all die someday. Who are all of you? Stop pretending you are other people. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. It's all about how the game is pretentious and you all suck. Devil Tower Star. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Oh, there's one I missed. Maybe I'll feel real someday. You know what? I'm gonna make you question what that one is. You don't get to see that. You have to play the game yourself. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game. More room.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle
Want to feel
again.
judged.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Huh. Interesting. And one with the spiritual nonsense. Downward, keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
What do I do? Help! Help! This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer, answer, please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces,
No answer.
before you move on,
Switch.
you get to
No
pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Oh god, what is this? How do you leave notes? What is this? Oh god. Oh no, why? The lamppost again. Are you there? Please say something. It can't be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Oh my god. Oh.
Okay,
Porn
this one is
stars
tough.
die too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Can I walk through this? No. Oh. Hello. Like a nice beat in the background. Once. I dig it. I'm digging whatever this is. Oh. Hello.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's no furniture, really. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Oh, put a giant hole in the ground. What? Oh. Okay, now about along the wall of the room. Huge picture of the horse. Of a horse. I'd rather really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up against the wall. 1. Nope. Alright, well. I think we should light up the room a bit. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I think in 10, 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner here. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, that's a Tesla coil, alright. And a table. You need a table. Who are you? What exactly are you doing here? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. Uh-huh. Were they? Is this true? Is this true? I didn't know that. Oh god.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Huh.
So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay. Hello, please walk forward. What if I walk backwards? Why have I not brought this back up yet? Oh, we're here. click on the table. Good, go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Oh. Okay. Return. Okay.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Oh.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Oh, what?
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
What? Works because the prison isn't in it. There are a lot of walls. Is the message that it's just a game and games are a prison? Oh, the walls are gone. Oh, hello. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in that prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yep,
It's a
I was in the
conversation.
escape tutorial. Yep,
And
I
so
was in the
this
reverse
is what
prison.
Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone
That's
who
where I
knows.
am right now. Oh, I'm so
But the
glad to
irony
know that I
is that
get
even in this
out
scenario,
eventually.
you're still talking
But
to
they like
yourself.
to escape.
You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. I feel like that's pretty accurate, actually. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out, and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. I feel like maybe they're both right. I don't know. That's a weird thing to say, but in some ways you're a different person, but in other ways you're the same person. Yeah, cause like I was a prisoner before, and now I'm not in the prison. Does that make sense? Like my environment kind of dictated who I was, and to some degree, I'm still me, but like I'm not in the prison, so I'm not an inhabitant of the prison, if that makes sense. Oh good, that's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Age just knows of... Age just kind of does that, you know? I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are now. It won't last. It's hard to describe, I'll say. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Do I lie? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. That might be worrying. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? Be sincere. Tell me how you feel right now. Talk with me for a bit. I guess I don't really know, do I? I just kind of got out. I don't know. Be sincere? What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just be sincere. It will make sense. I'm not gonna say it makes sense because I don't understand what I said. You can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Yeah. Sincere about what? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. Interesting.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games.
Can you?
After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Well, he doesn't know anyone else, does he? Coda's kind of being painted out to be kind of a loner.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
That looks nice. Ooh, hello. I want to go to the... Am I locked in here? Darn, I kind of wanted to go to the top one. This one was closer, I guess, though, so... Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to clean this entire house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome, lonesome hands
You'll
make
notice that
lousy
the quality
homes.
of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
I like the left
From
better.
here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me, a place this nice. I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home aloners. Are we cleaning this whole place? Don't worry about me, a place like this. I'll be glad to stay here all night. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself, no? Well, don't you start cleaning and then you decide whether you can do all that. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, you can please clean the table. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Over here. Ah. While you're in there, would you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. I don't know why I made him country. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. How'd you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own house. I might have gotten some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all in a mess. Would you come out and straighten those pillows here? Sure. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop it up a little, as long as you're over there. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get it. Bye. Do you absolutely have to? Make it especially cheesy. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Alright. Last I checked, the tub needs a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect, we're all just human. Uh-huh. Oh, it looks much better. Are there still books scattered on the floor in the bedroom? If so, would you please put them on the shelf? No problem. Yeah. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clean these dishes off the
After
table?
the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing.
Wait, what?
It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Well, the house is easy. You do these chores that ever end. Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely go on to do. You gotta own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the furniture chores to future
I know
you?
that Coda really
Present
liked
you.
this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
Oh wow.
This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
President, you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom. Believe it or not, trust me on this one. Okay. Oh, smooth out the rug again. I literally just did this. I think the tub has gotten rather dirty. Would you mind tidying it up? Uh-huh. Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was gonna say that it occurred to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, it takes care of you. Ha. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I guess it's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right, it's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in that, no? Yeah. Anyways, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Books, would you please clean up the books? Uh-huh. Oh goodness, those pillows over
I'm glad he
on the
made
couch
this.
are really a
I'm
mess.
glad he found some peace.
Would you go over and straighten them up a bit? Can't have the folks coming home to a messy couch. Question.
But,
Do you
of
enjoy
course,
this?
it can't last.
Oh.
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Huh. Interesting. Alright, let's keep 'em moving. Let's keep 'em moving on, shall we? Got a little bit of like voice acting work in there. Oh, it's the lamp again.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Huh. Man, it's pumping out games, man.
This
August,
one
September.
gets a bit goofy.
Oh. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No. You came here to be perfect. Oh no. You came here to be perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the family in your life to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted by yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfless, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy.
About
It
halfway
is
through
so
the game,
easy.
the
It is so
perspective
easy.
shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. Because I just gotta be my...
And you play
This
as
is the key.
teacher.
How do I achieve it with
Suddenly,
no effort?
you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are.
On the way to
and
work,
also you can
I
move
told an
around the
elderly
classroom
person to start contributing to society. Kids should not follow their dreams. On the way to work, I told their elderly person to start contributing to society. Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. I love that vortex. I love that swirling vortex of death in the background. The listen guy. I'm just gonna keep doing 2, I think. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right soul for your life, you're not doing it right. You know, that's actually accurate. Trying to find the right solutions, you're not doing it right. You understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. I'm developing a cyst gross. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? That's also good advice. Okay. Ha, just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? There is no truth. There is no path. In a way, that's true. I love that I'm just, like, casually answering this while there's a vortex tearing the world apart. That's, in some way, that's true. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys. Something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out! Nah, we don't need to address that. Nothing, no one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone run. I don't know. Whatever allows me to just avoid the giant vortex in the background.
I feel like it's one of
Casually.
the most relatable experiences that you can have.
It is pretty relatable.
Assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
I really like this one.
I think about this game a lot
that's
these days.
A very clear message. Oh, this one took him a little bit longer to make. Okay.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
I mean, the assets look a little better. A lot more variety. A little bit more grounded, I would say. Ah! The performance is beginning. Please, places please. In this scene, you will be playing as we. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against the wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in that chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello? Sorry I have to leave. Where's the bathroom? Am I supposed to walk across? I don't know. Sorry. Where's the bathroom? What are you doing? You're deflecting. You're saying what's actually on your mind. You're not actually saying what's on your mind. Stop dancing around and have a conversation with this person. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. Number 1, bathe in a bath full of ramen. Number 2, have a pet mongoose. I'm super scared. Here are all my hopes and dreams. No, 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 that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. Well, now I want to play with the cones. You must have really worked hard to get where you are. I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? You must have worked really hard to get where you are. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? I don't know, 2? I don't know what any of those questions mean. You're messing it up all again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quick. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh, okay. Oh, how far? Keep going. Keep going. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sure that's fine. Oh, there's the lamppost. Okay, yes.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
I love that.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Oh. Huh. Mobis trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Okay, my eyes are closed. Click. Okay. Oh, my eyes are open. Captain, what can we do? What's going on? I can't die like this. I can't die like this. Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? Oh my god. I'm blind. Can't you do something? Can you fix this? Be quiet and help me find the shields. Am I going to be killed by a giant door?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh, okay. Why is it just... there was a giant door and then my vision went black. Help, I'm blind. Ah! So funny. What's going on? Help, I'm blind. There's a door over here. Please, someone talk to me. Tell me how to solve this. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I am bursting with creativity. I can make these things. My work is always happy. I can't. Oh. That's it. That's the truth. Oh, Coda. I don't feel it anymore.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
It's draining me.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from?
Keep going, keep talking.
But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
We're gonna be okay. Ooh, that one.
His games are going to get more
hit.
desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Yeah. Huh. Hello, where am I? What is this? Hello? Oh. Where did this island come from? How did I get here? Hello, is anyone there? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped. You have to take me to it.
If the
I can do
last
that,
game
but there's a
featured
problem.
Coda
It's
talking
guarded by
explicitly
a
about his
difficult
creative
puzzle.
frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Doesn't matter what I say. We're gonna end up there one. Yeah. I pressed 3. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh, I'm just telling him how to do it. Okay, now what? You have to open the first door. Now you press the switch on the inside. Alright, what's next? It's not very much like a void anymore. It's more of a white box. Just now press. Now just close the first door, open the first door, press the switch here. Huh, that was so simple.
You can't.
I can't believe I
talk
never solved it
yourself
before.
Out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
What is that? Oh. The walls. I feel so awful when I said that. keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It is easy, it never stops being easy. That's it, keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Huh.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Please, where is the machine? Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. I always pay off. It always pays off eventually. I mean, that's the most positive outlook, I guess. Yes, more. Keep going.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free. You okay? Oh.
But it didn't stop.
Yep.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Machine. Okay. I am glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just be warned, that's someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Oh. Interesting. Here's a machine. Stop.
And of course, it's the machine.
Feeding us, your work kept us alive. Your work is keeping us healthy. People out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creation that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly get back to trusting you to do this job? How about this for a start? You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. I apologize for leaving. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the things you fear. I just like that line of dialogue, I guess. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. My friends, it falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay its retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Is he talking about the game engine? Like his tool is not enough for his creativity? Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. I kind of want to see that. I'm gonna be honest. That sounds kind of cool. Oh, it's the stage. Hello. Oh. Okay.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
That's a terrible idea. The games he makes are
And so,
not
as I'm
desirable
thinking this,
at all.
I realized that
for an
I
audience.
could be the one to initiate it.
Independently.
Because it would
and
never occur
without
to Coda to start
this kind of
actively
thought.
soliciting feedback. So, what if I did it for him?
Oh no.
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Probably not. Dude, have you seen the fucking reviews on Steam? The Stanley Parable Deluxe literally like has an entire section on how rude those are.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games.
Uh-huh.
I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games.
Really?
You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Yeah. Wait, they loved his games? I find that hard to believe, again. Maybe it's once we get to like you know, Steam review type stuff, you know. Put down your weapon. Okay.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
It made you feel happy though. You were trying to feel good about your actions and how you were
So
helping.
anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while.
Yeah.
So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Yeah.
This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
You're not a good friend. I don't want to be harsh, but like you definitely kind of crossed the line trying to like make yourself feel better by
And this is
thinking
where I
you were
have trouble
helping
saying
Coda.
anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Feels very cold. Feels very doom and gloom. I'm very familiar with the feel of doom and gloom. This feels doom and gloom. Oh god.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
You could probably do this without. I bet there's a way to do this without the bridge. Oh, hello. I got somewhere with that one. I wonder if it's the same maze as the one game. I just want to see how far I can get on my own without the bridge. Oh, what? Wait. Did it change? Okay. Well, I tried. I put in a good effort. I got pretty far. Honestly, one light away is not awful for an invisible maze.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
Sure.
Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Yeah.
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Constant roadblocks that you can't seem to comprehend.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Oh. Visible maze, obstacles you can't understand or comprehend, or maybe just can't see. Code without a clear answer.
The switch to open this door is
no,
actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Yeah.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
You think maybe that's the point?
Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
Yes.
I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
You failed because you were...
It's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person.
You tried to fix this problem so you felt
I have no idea
better.
who this person is.
You are in the wrong here.
It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Oh.
And he wouldn't.
3 dots.
I just
mean?
felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
Yeah.
It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
I'm just gonna say, maybe I'm misreading it, but like, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. You know, he tried to fix Koda's
Where did I
problem, and
screw
then, you know, obviously Koda just, you know, was kind of lost in his own head or something. Some kind of thing like that. Dear Davey, thank you for your intention in my games.
You stopped making games,
Interest in my
aren't I?
games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. Yeah.
I poisoned it for you.
Uh-huh. At what point... That's the one thing I'm confused with, because this whole problem starts kind of out of nowhere.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Yeah. You tried to take value from his work.
They treated me like I was important.
Yeah.
They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Oh, it's because he stopped letting Koda express himself. He was like, "Hey, I don't get the game. You should make solutions. You should give it more intent and ending and interactivity." That's where Davey went wrong here. The character. I don't think the actual person. But like in the world, it's because Davey was trying to, you know, push these kind of ideas of what a game is on Koda. At least that's what I'm getting out of this. It make you happier. Stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes. Giving them something that is not yours to give. Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my game? Stop adding lampposts to them. What? The lampposts aren't Koda's? You simply let them be what they are.
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
It's not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Finally see what I'm talking about. Don't say anything. Yeah, you kind of fucked up.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again?
You still don't understand what you did, though.
I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in.
You don't deserve an apology.
Is something wrong with me?
Forgiveness.
Because
yes.
I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Epilogue. I might be wrong about what my interpretation was, but it might have been close, but very clearly the problem Coda had with Davey, character-wise, unless this is all based on reality, was just that, you know, he was trying to make himself feel better. Like Davey wanted himself to feel better.
More praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more.
Yeah.
It's like a disease.
Sign say anything? No. Is the train from Half-Life? Thank God I'm not saying Fallout again. The problem I keep having is I say Fallout instead of Half-Life for some reason. Yeah, you pushed your ideals onto him, you showed his work as your own. I'm guessing that there's parts of the story that aren't
told me ahead of
missing.
time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Oh, 100% there's just stuff that's not being told, like stuff from the background, not about the games, but about like the real person. And showing that Davey just kind of got way too obsessed with this.
Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
What? Oh. A lot of sand. Oh, is this something that Coda made or Davey made? I'm guessing Davey, right? Because why would...
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be?
What are we playing right now?
It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Huh. Sounds like a personal problem.
What now?
Sounds like something Coda didn't really have. That need for external validation. Seemed to almost have loathed it.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
I love this. This is... like, Like, just the execution of this is really cool. The story is very sad, but the execution of this whole thing is really something. Huh. Gonna stop or... Back here. Have we been here? Huh. Oh, it's the laser light thing. Yeah, this whole game, huh. It really has me thinking about creators and audiences a lot. Kind of makes me regret some of the things that I've thought and things that I've said about like certain creators. I don't know. I can kind of feel for Davey as well, though. Like, it's weird trying to know what to think and how to think about creators without, you know, when you absolutely love something that a creator does, it's hard not to feel invested, you know? And then when they do something different or they just stop, you kind of question what's wrong with them. Had they lose that creative spark that you saw in them, you know? I don't know, it's just this game gives you a lot to think about. And it's just something different.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles, and you're so tired, but I know that you're strong, so turn back, turn back.
Oh. Yeah, so that was the beginner's guide. Gives me a lot to think about. I hope it, you know, it gives you something to think about. I don't know who would be watching this in 2022, but yeah, so I definitely recommend this game. yeah, it's just interesting. So definitely go check it out. Thank you for watching. I'm trying to get back into making videos, starting simple. This was a game I was going to play just related to a project I'm hoping to get out pretty soon. And yeah, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Have a good today, tonight, whatever, and I'll see you later. Bye.